Hello, good evening. Welcome to another Unplugged live session. I'm just waiting for Sergio and Gabriel to join me. So, starts. Hello, Sergio. How are you? Good evening. And I think Gabriel is
Hello.
joining. There he is. Good evening, Gabriel.
Hi, Sergio.
Hey,
Lunel.
good evening, guys.
How are you feeling? All good?
I'm feeling good. Still summer here.
Yeah,
It's much
a little
warmer.
bit anxious
Amazing.
for tomorrow because tomorrow I'm actually, well, in a couple of hours I'll be waking up to drive down to Lisbon because I'm picking up some people who want to do an afternoon tour of Porto, and then tomorrow evening I'm still gonna drop them off at the Douro Valley. So it's gonna be a long day for me tomorrow, but I'm here.
Well, yeah, well, I'll be dealing with some bureaucracy issues, so not on tour, but the other side of the business. So tomorrow we'll be very busy as well. Today was a great day. I just posted a few pictures online about an amazing tour that was already booked from last December, and which was a great itinerary to special places. So things that I really love to do. Well,
I had a great day today. Amazing. I already posted about it. Tomorrow I'm gonna run a tour with the big Eric Dorman. So I'm going to Lagos. I'm gonna meet our cyclist, our cycling guide. I don't know if he's watching. Let's see. He will see. So tomorrow I'm gonna spend the day with these guys. I go to Algesur, to Monchique. It's gonna be perfect. Off the beaten path.
Well, for everyone that's watching, thank you for joining us. As I posted earlier, we're going to discuss a little bit about the paradox of asking for the non-touristy places. I wrote a post a few days ago, and I got a lot of reactions. I got a lot of comments. So I think this is a very interesting topic to bring over here. And one of the things that I feel, and I'm just going to be very, very quick on this. One of the things that I feel, it's that as more as people want to feel the authenticity or want to feel the local touch or the local experience, they end up being directed to plenty of not so local experiences or not so authentic experience. Okay. Talking about places, talking about restaurants, talking about monuments, even some kind of experiences as well. What I feel is that people end up just going to places that or to experience things that somehow have been designed or prepared to cater to tourism. And one of the things I feel is, in fact, about restaurants. I see a lot of people posting pictures online or praising certain places that they had the greatest meal ever, they had the greatest experience here or there. But knowing the places, or some that I don't know, but just by checking what place it is, it really feels that they just ended up falling in something that was catered for, not for locals, and it was kind of a setup thing, and people end up being just misled to those places. When I'm on tour, I give some examples. And one of them, I usually tell people, if a shop looks like, a big carnival circus, okay, with a lot of flashy colors and shiny things on on the door, on the window, probably it's better to run away from it, okay? I always give the example of the candy stores for the kids, because they are all full of colorful things to attract the kids to go into the candy stores. And I feel that there's plenty of places that are like this, and people end up just being attracted by this. So, there's a few things that we can, of course, give as examples, but in fact, what I normally say is if a place is repeated over and over, it's some kind of thing, it's repeated over and over on blogs, on travel blogs, on social media or such, it's to suspect a little bit about it, okay? Because that probably it's no longer local, that probably it's no longer the true experience that people are looking for. And in the other hand, when they get suggested by, well, some tour guides, tour planners or so, about something that they never heard about, probably that is the place to go. That might be the experience to try, okay? And that applies once again to, well, to places, to restaurants, to experiences, to all kinds of things. So this is a little bit, my thought, or these were a little bit my thoughts when I wrote the post, and of course, well, inviting you for this live session today. Because, well, what can we do to help the travelers really to discover the real deal? To feel, if they really want to feel the local touch, what can we do for this? So, well, let's brainstorm a little bit. Let's create here some ideas. Let's develop some ideas to well, to help people not to be just misled to all of this non-authentic places. Okay. So, well, this was a little bit of my introduction. I know that, you, Gabriel, you face this a lot with some misinterpretations in the Algarve,
Yeah.
and I read your post about today as well. So, well, what can you tell us about this? Go ahead.
Well, this is a great topic always when because it's so popular, right? People always look for off the beaten path, non-touristy spots where the locals they go for heat or whatever, and then we have to be very aware about something. I mean, I don't think we can do much more than we are doing. So we run these lives, we keep posting about these issues, these things, and then it's up to each one of the visitors to be wise
Agree.
or to choose
Agree.
what is best for you. I mean, it doesn't matter if I say the truth if people they don't trust me. Well, like you said, the candy shops and the kids, let's make no mistake. These kind of sales techniques are also used for adults. Just think about a supermarket. We walk through a supermarket, and nowadays the colors in the supermarket, the whole colors around, sodas and the cookies and whatever, it looks like a Christmas tree. All these things, they are created after lots of studies. So there are some smart people, usually salespeople, who study the behavior of the masses, and then they create what people they want to hear. And this happens also with the travel industry. So, and nowadays we have these big tools, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and then it's very easy to become an influencer. I mean, can I be a popular influencer? Yes, I can. How can I do this? Well, I just have to think about this. I know what people they want to hear, so I can choose to go after what they want to hear. And then I'm gonna also show you the nouns, and you gonna start following the nouns. I mean, I'm gonna create hypes. I'm gonna start talking very good things about a few spots, about some particular guides, about some tours, about some restaurants, and then it looks like after so many times you repeat the same, okay, this must be the best because now more people they talk about this. And this, like you said, this mislead people, or at least this take people off the way of so many other good experiences. I mean, I'm not saying some of these popular spots or restaurants, let's name it, Ponto Final, Lisbon, amazing, beautiful. I mean, for me, it's just a ordinary restaurant. Okay, the sunset is amazing. The sunset is amazing from everywhere, almost everywhere. It's a nice spot. I remember going there 20 years ago. It was a local spot. Now it's a touristy-oriented restaurant. It is what it is. I'm not saying it's bad. It's perfect for tourists that come to visit Portugal for the first time, and they want to go to these spots. It's like going to see the Eiffel Tower.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been there, but I'm pretty sure there are many other beautiful spots in Paris or in Rome or in Barcelona, whatever. So everything comes to always to the same spot. So we have the popular spots, we have these overly hyped places, and then we have these people who keep talking about the same places over and over again. And then we have the followers who keep also spread the word, because at some point, these influencers, sometimes it becomes like a cult. I mean, it looks like someone knows everything, even though they don't live in Portugal. Some of them, this is the truth. And I mean, so it's very important for everyone to acknowledge this. You know, when we ask something on Facebook or whatever, on the other side, some people, maybe they are just giving you some suggestions who are legit from the bottom of their heart, but there are also people who are studying your behavior, and then they're gonna channel you. They're gonna take you to where they want you to go. They want to take you to some spots, to some restaurants, whatever. And make no mistakes, you know, there's lots of business around these travel Facebook groups. You know, everyone here in these travel groups, they are looking for something. Some people, they are looking for doing business, and some other people, they are looking for doing better deals. They are trying to maybe to skip, you know, the process of wasting lots of time searching, or they are trying to skip, you know, travel agents, because of course a travel agent, they have to charge for their work. So in the end, everybody around here, we all want something. So make no mistake that there are some people who are listening, the masses, what people they are looking, you know, where's the best, where's the best, where's the best? And someone comes here, oh, the best is there, the best, you have to go there. And then they can, I'm not saying everyone is trying to mislead people, but many of these people, they are just looking for their own interests. So it's very tricky when we just follow blindly influencers or groups or some other people. I mean, maybe I'm gonna talk beautiful things about, I don't know, like Faro. Some other people, they don't fit there. I mean, so for me, it's good. For some other people, it's perfect. But I can't say it's the best place for you because I don't know you. So yeah, it's always the same. I mean, we work with tourism. We keep hearing all these questions, and we try to help as much as we can. And then at some point, we have to let it go. Some people, because of course, they don't want to hear us. They just want to follow the trends, and it's fine. I mean, nothing wrong with that. You know, the popular spots we keep seeing popping up around here, they are beautiful. But some, they are overrun by tourists. Overrun by tourists. Okay, I'm not going to say names, but there are some spots that I used to go there 15 years ago. They were hidden gems, and now I see like 8, 10 buses dropping 400, 500 people. And then they walk all over the boardwalks, and for me, this is no longer a beautiful place to visit. I mean, you can visit at 7, 8 a.m., but not at 11 a.m. But it is what it is. So this is my take on this. Let's hear now Sergio.
Well, good evening, everyone. I've been paying more close attention than usual. Pardon me if I'm a little bit, if I seem to be a little bit tired today. I'm gonna focus a little bit on the topic at hand right now. So why do you get touristy recommendations when you ask for non-touristy things? And this is a throwback to something that I've always said on a few past unplugged sessions that we had over here, because these provide safety. And if this is your first time in Portugal, well, you guys recall that a year ago or something over a year ago, I draw a map of Portugal where I highlighted basically what is Portugal for beginners and what is advanced Portugal. So that's pretty much it. Those places, they got a good reputation in the beginning because they were true authentic gems. But then as more and more people talk about them, they are no longer hidden gems, although they got a reputation of being like it. And Gabriel, you were talking about examples like that in the Algarve. There's also places like that in Porto. There's also places like that at the Douro Valley. So this is a very common issue.
Yeah,
at the Douro
everywhere.
Valley, for example, there's vineyards, there are places, there are towns that are completely overrun with tourists, and they are still being promoted as places where you can have an authentic, genuine experience. one of the very first tours that I hosted when I started the tour business. So this was back in mid 2018. I hosted a trio of three travel agents. They were coming from Portugal. Sorry, from Portugal. They came to Portugal coming from the US. And one of the things that they asked me was precisely, well, we did 2 days together. The first one we did the Douro Valley. The second day they asked me to do half a day at the Douro Valley and then have lunch in Porto and then take them on a little walk in Porto. But one of the things that I remember was precisely the second day because they wanted to have some seafood in Porto. So I directed them to a local restaurant. We seem to have lost Gabriel temporarily.
Well,
He'll be
yeah,
back soon.
I was just going to reply in here that someone also saying that doesn't have some good phone reception. Well, this can
Yeah.
be seen this is valid for everybody. This can be seen after the live finishes. Okay, it will remain online, and then I will post it on the YouTube channel as well, our YouTube channel. So our live sessions are available to be seen afterwards. So
I think we have
Gabriel is there. Okay.
Gabriel is back.
Well, okay.
Okay,
Keep
so
on.
back
Keep
to
on,
what I
Sergio.
was saying. So the second day was the more memorable for me, and even 6 years have passed after this, and I still remember what one of the ladies said because we walked into the restaurant, we sat down at the table, we ordered food, and so one of the ladies looks around, small place, there's only 6 tables in here. This is a big plus. And as the place was starting to get a little bit more full, as far as 6 persons, 6 tables can be considered full, they were saying, well, there's only locals over here. So this is one of those places that we never heard about. We trusted the local to bring us over here, and we don't hear anyone else speaking English over here at this restaurant. So for them, I got, I don't know, A++ on my recommendation as a restaurant. And yeah, it's a little quaint place, fantastic seafood, really affordable prices, and probably one of the best meals that they had during their whole trip in Portugal. So yeah, we as tour guides, so I feel like we have a little bit of this responsibility. We can be responsible for the promotion of certain locations, which can also lead to their downfall, because we tend to, as Gabriel was saying, we can sort of
true.
become influencers. And if we start heavily promoting a certain place that we feel has an authentic vibe to it, all of a sudden it ceases to have that authentic vibe because all of a sudden it's being swarmed with tourists. And that is displacing the locals. So what most people want to do is they want to have a contact with the local experience, the local culture, the local people. And all of this comes together to make a more memorable experience. For sure, and I know you guys, you all have your popular recommendations. It's very common. We all have those in our back pocket because those are safe options. But it does help out immensely our prospect when people are specific from the get-go regarding the things that they want to see. And we can direct them with, if we have enough time to plan accordingly, we can actually direct them to places that will provide that experience that they're looking for to and in a very authentic way. Because if you're not specific about it, we're going to play it safe as well because we don't want to miss the mark when delivering an experience. So this is also another reason why sometimes some places have become hugely popular. It's a safe bet, and they are crowd pleasers, even though they are technically not the authentic experience, or at least not anymore. And so, yeah, basically this is it. So you want to explore as a local? Well, last week I actually hosted a couple on a Douro Valley trip, and they were very specific regarding what they wanted to see. So they wanted to see a village of the Douro Valley. They were not interested in wines. They just wanted to have a lunch at the beautiful place with some good food. And okay, so very easy tour, but that's what they requested. And I took them to a place that we didn't see vans around. We didn't see minibuses. We didn't see anything. We walked around for an hour and a half in the little town, and then we went for lunch. And in case you're wondering, no, it's not Pinhão. We didn't go to Pinhão. I'm sorry. We passed
Of
there.
course not. Of course not.
We passed there, but no, we were not. We didn't stay in Pinhão. So yeah, it does help to be specific. And just to drive all of this home, well, Gabriel, you were saying people are always looking for the best, and you said something. You also went there with your intervention earlier. So what's best overall might not be the best for you. So the real question that you should be asking yourself is, what is the best fit for me? What is the best fit in terms of experience? What is the best fit in terms of accommodation? What is the best fit in terms of restaurant? What is the best fit as far as a tour guide for me? Is it someone that goes to the popular places, or is it someone that likes to explore off the beaten path things? With whom am I going to have the more authentic experience? How deep is the level of knowledge of this person? And just to give you another example, when everyone is telling you, oh, you should, if you're going to Portugal, you should definitely try the seafood. You should go to this, and this restaurant. What if you're allergic to seafood? It's not the best fit
it
for
does make
you.
sense. Of course.
So
Yeah.
this is a very simple issue, but you can apply this same philosophy to many other points of your trip. The best neighborhood to stay in, the best hotel to stay in. Is it better to stay in an Airbnb, or is it better to stay in a hotel? So all of these are considerations, and traveling is a very personal and a very intimate experience. So you can read other people's opinions, you can check out what the hype is all about, but then again, you have to think, okay, is this what I want to see, or am I going to do this because I've read it online that is something that I should do? Are you afraid of missing out? Do you have FOMO, fear of missing
Mhm.
out? So this is a big thing, and it also plays a huge role in people's decisions to travel. Did you do that because you wanted to, or did you do that because someone told you that you have to do it? Or are you doing that because you're not going to be cool if you don't do it? So
Yeah,
that's one of
that's
the
it.
things.
Yeah.
That's one of the things.
That
So
is
yeah,
one
I
of
feel.
it's one of the big issues, the FOMO and the checklist traveling. And I've
Mhm.
been writing about that more and more. And people need to understand there's no one size fits all. Okay,
100%
because
agree.
because we're getting more and more the type of the travelers or tourists. I don't like to use the word tourists versus travelers, but there's clearly a distinction and a difference. But I'm not going to go so deep into that. We get more and more people visiting our country that the only thing they want is really to get all the pictures on the flashy spots, okay, with a lot of editing on the top of it to really get that amazing image of a certain place, even if sometimes you might wait 1 or 2 hours to get a picture with no one or almost no one in front of certain place, or even some of the days you cannot get that picture over there. But people end up following the idea, creating certain expectations with what they see online, and then when they get to the place, it's a totally different reality. Okay, and we have plenty of places still being sold as very unique and quaint experiences until you get there, and it's no longer the case. Okay, and I see that once again about towns, about restaurants, about monuments. When you get to the place, it's not really that wow thing. Okay, there is a popular restaurant that comes up to the list very often, that people book months and months ahead. And I have a few people saying, yeah, it was okay, but it took so long, and it wasn't worth the hype. So unfortunately, that happens a lot. About restaurants, I usually give this example, and of course, this is not the thumb rule or 100% like this. But when people really want to immerse on the local feel, well, first, there's a few things to check. Um, Probably you don't have a restaurant with lines of people at the door. Okay, because the locals, if they are the ones that go to the place, by example, for lunch at the weekday, well, they probably need to go there and have a quicker meal because they are in between some work time and just to keep on moving. So one of the things to see if the place is somehow a local place, and I'm focusing of course on the restaurants. Do they have the daily specials announced at outside, okay, in a chalkboard or whatever? If it's translated in many languages, well, that is a red flag number one. But if they announce pratos do dia, whatever, well, that's probably a place where locals will go because it's common to have this kind of approach in the majority of the restaurants in places amidst working people. They have the daily specials for people that are working, go there, have the quick meal, then go on. Okay, and then and this might sound a little bit funny. Um, the true places where locals go, in most cases, you still see stainless steel trays and paper towels on the tables. So if
Yeah.
people really want to have the truly local experience, okay, probably there will be some rushed weight of rushed employee just cleaning the tables and preparing them for the next guests, the next customers. Um, but if you see this on the table, well, probably that is really one of those local places. And of course, it has become trendy now to call Tashka to some revamped restaurants. Okay, but those probably the ones with the paper towels and the stainless steel trays are still the true local places. Okay, so sometimes these little signs for people that are kind of walking around town or browsing around town and really feel a bit confused on where to go. Visually there's a few signs, okay, that people can have a look. Well, I normally rely on Google, of course. I usually say if the place has like 4.4, 4.5 up, that might be
It's good.
worth. But I don't rely blindly on Google. I go to check some pictures.
Yeah.
I see how the dishes look like, and it happens to me once in a while that I'm in middle of nowhere, and I need to find a restaurant because the place I had in mind it's closed, it's on vacation, whatever. I needed to take like a last minute detour for some reason, and I need to kind of I don't like to say it's a blind go to a blind shot, but pretty much right on the fly need to adapt the tour for some reason. So I always do a little bit of research online. Sometimes just 5 minutes online, and we find a couple of spots within a reasonable distance. We look at the pictures, we look at the food, we read some reviews, and we find great places. Okay, it happened to me some days
Yeah.
ago. I found a great place just by browsing, and it jumped immediately into my restaurants list. So I really don't feel that there's a need to go crazy with a lot of bookings ahead or just to overplan this because it's fairly reasonable and possible to explore as locals and to find great places to eat. And what triggered, in fact, the subject was about restaurants, but this applies to to a few more things. So we just need to know what we want. And if, of course, if I'm looking for a fine dining experience, well, I'm immediately going to discard, pretty much the places that have the paper towel or the stainless steel tray, okay, because I'm probably searching for something else. So, we need always to set our goals, to set kind of our objective. In fact, what we really want to do, what we really want to get. So, people that end up just following recommendations without establishing what they really want or what they are really searching,
Yeah.
uh, they end up just being misled to this kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
the first thing, in fact, and this is kind of a little bit of creating a pre-check of what you want. Okay, so I'm searching for this, and this. I don't like this, and this, and it helps so much when people ask questions to get this input. Okay, that will help a lot to get really the true recommendation. So, we could be here, hours and hours discussing
Yeah.
this. I'm just finishing from my side. I don't know if you want to add something else. I'm going to pass to you,
Yeah,
Gabriel,
yeah,
a little
just
bit
one
more.
minute.
But
Just 1 minute.
this is it.
You said it all. Yeah, it's then we're gonna start walking around circles.
Yeah.
But even today, I got this lovely couple. They came from Toronto. They stay in Lagos. We came to visit Silves and Albufeira. You can imagine, in Albufeira we have more restaurants than everywhere else. And I'm talking about good local ones on the outskirts. I'm not talking about on the
Yeah.
street. I don't go to the street, for God's sake. I
Yeah.
don't go there. So there are many. And then on the way out, on the way to Ferreiras, Fontainhas, I point
Mm-hmm.
out, this is good, this is good, this one is good, this one is good. There are many. So today I was driving to Albufeira, and then a bit before 1 p.m. I asked them, so did you get a good breakfast? Of course, they are staying in a Iberostar, so I knew they had a nice breakfast. So then they told me, Gabriel, we just go for a salad. It's my birthday, but we just want like a salad and a nice view. So I ended up moving away, and then I stopped by a nice cafe where they serve the dish of the day and some salads. It's Iguana Cafe, I can say. The view is amazing. The prices are okay, and the salad, it was quite good. So I mean, I didn't try to push the most fancy restaurant on top of the cliff or whatever. No, I just listened what people they were looking for, and then okay, so now I'm gonna point this way. So we ended up staying in a restaurant I didn't even think about for a month, maybe. And he said something very nice too. As the guides, we know some sports, and then it's like a team. When the team plays good, we don't change the players. Okay, so I
Mm-hmm.
have 3 nice restaurants in Sagres. I only go to these 3 restaurants, but it doesn't mean we don't have 10 others equally good. So we just can't follow blindly the recommendations, because right there in the area of maybe Ponte Final or Chama or whatever, there are plenty of good
Oh yeah.
options.
Oh yeah.
Not saying those are
Oh yeah.
bad, those are good too, but there are many other options. So this is what I have to say too, guys.
Yeah.
Sergio,
And you, Sergio?
No, all good from
that's
here.
it.
So you guys basically said it all. I don't have anything else to add.
Well, you
That
said you
was
said you said it all in so well. So it's just time
yeah.
to say goodbye. I mean, we have here some people. Layla, she's staying in Faro, my dear friend from Sweden. Okay, Pedro Romão, yes, Castela Valley is a good example of a place that become
Yeah.
overrun. You know that, I know that. So we have to find different spots. Guys,
Yeah.
good evening all.
I'll see you next week. Thank you very much for watching. And I will post this on YouTube later today. So for those that didn't have the chance to follow the live, it will be available here on the group and then on our YouTube
On
channel. Thank
YouTube.
you for watching. Good evening.
Good evening. Good. Have a
Bye-bye.
great week,
Less is
everyone.
more. Bye-bye, Kelly. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.